Hey there folks, I am Kazi Omar, otherwise known as Poor Man's Super Saf. Today we are talking about Apple's new releases for 2021. I mean, let's face it, the iPhone 12, that's a has-been. The iPad Air 4, that's yesterday's news. And the M1 MacBooks, that's just about as exciting as the ramblings of a very old senile man. Or Donald Trump, you choose. According to news from the supply chain and analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, Apple plans to release additional MacBooks with Apple Silicon in the first half of 2021. Apparently they're coming in with a new design as well as a new display, namely mini LED display that Apple has been working on for a long time now. This means that Apple plans to continue with the fanless MacBook Air design, mostly because the design itself is a matter of pride with them, and also it kind of pays homage to Steve Jobs. So I reckon they will keep this design, maybe smaller bezels and all, but the basic structure and the frame of MacBook Air will stay the same. A few days ago, Ming-Chi Kuo mentioned that we will be getting new designs, and for me that means MacBook Pros, namely the 16-inch one and the 14-inch one that we've been all waiting for 2 years now. And I know that it feels weird that 13-inch model and the 14-inch model will be present at the same time, but they will be phasing out the 13-inch model very soon. Something similar to what they did with the 15-inch when they released the 16-inch MacBooks. Before you come at me, note that they've already stopped selling the 13-inch MacBook Air, which was powered by Intel chipsets. And that means if you buy a MacBook Air today, you can only get the M1 MacBook Airs. Similarly, they will phase out the 13-inch MacBook when the 14-inch MacBook becomes available in the first half of 2021. And obviously, the Apple Silicon transition will not be overnight, nor will it be limited to select models of the Mac. Eventually, it will become available on the iMac, the Mac Pros, the MacBook Pros, the MacBook Airs, the Mac Mini, all the Mac lines. And if initial impressions are anything to go by, then we certainly have exciting times ahead. According to the supply chain rumors and leaks from Ming-Chi Kuo, the new MacBook Pros will be coming with the M1X chip or the M2 chip, depending on what Apple decides to call it. Either way, it'll be a step up from the M1 chip that they currently have, which was more or less a way for them to get into the chipset market just to see how it works and how well it is received. All in all, we have exciting times ahead when it comes to Apple and the Apple Silicon chipsets. I dive a lot deeper into this in my M1 MacBook Pro review video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you know when that video comes out. According to Ming-Chi Kuo, we'll also be getting some new iPads in the second half of 2021. iPad's growth momentum will come from the adoption of new technologies such as mini LED and 5G support. A new low-priced iPad to launch in the second half of 2021. As you can see, the new iPad Air will preferably have the mini LED display. Mini LED essentially means deeper blacks and higher contrast ratios. I, however, do not really think that this will be a massive step up from their OLED displays. In my experience, Apple's not really fussed about the OLED display and their bigger devices. They will probably include this in one of the variations of iPads, but they will eventually move on to micro LED displays because that is something that Apple's really been working on for a long time and also is a genuine and natural step up from OLED displays. The other thing that is more or less absolutely certain for the new iPads is 5G connectivity. This, on the other hand, needs no explanation. It is the obvious step up for the next iPad. I mean, they literally spent a considerable amount in their last keynote talking about 5G.
Today, we're bringing 5G. 5G, 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 5G is the 5G. 5G, 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 5G.
Not only that, they essentially claim that 5G just got real now that 5G is available on iPhones. They pretty much claimed 5G for themselves. And if they're willing to take that bold a step, then they're definitely including this in their new iPads. As for the design, I'm fairly certain that the new iPads will retain the same design as the new iPad Pros that they released in 2020. I honestly don't have a problem with that. The design looks amazing, it looks absolutely stunning, and in my opinion it is an amazing piece of technology. When it comes to the Apple Watch Series 7, Kuo does go into it a bit and claims that it will come with an improved form factor. My sources, however, tell me that the design will stay very similar to Series 6, but they are testing 5G connection on the stainless steel model, which they plan on releasing next year as well. So I'm not really sure about this, but as far as I know, they plan to introduce 5G in one of the versions of the new Apple Watch or the Apple Watch Series 7. Kuo also claims that new AirPods or AirPods 3 are also in the works, which I'm pretty sure you've seen by now, but still, here's a refresher of what it looks like. This was reported brilliantly by John Prosser, and the concept was created by Concept Creator. Make sure you follow them, by the way, wherever you're doing all your following. Also, if you want to support his channel, I'll leave a link down in the description below for this t-shirt. Make sure you get this shirt, support him, and say hey from me, Poor Man's Super Sap. This is it for this video. Thank you so much for subscribing and smashing that bell. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.